Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. It is 3:47 Pacific Standard Time, and what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to continue this wireless series nugget. I'm going to go over basically how to be happy with your wireless services, from problems to making sure you understand billing. Okay, so because I'm partial to Verizon Wireless, and because it's similar, and I actually worked with colleagues over in Verizon who worked with other carriers. It is pretty much similar how things work, okay? So basically, when you get a cell phone and you've checked everything out, let's say you have a problem a year down the line, right? Make sure you document the history of the cell phone equipment problem that you're having. If you're having dropped calls or whatever, make sure you document that. Your location as well. Now here's a key thing. Cell phone carriers are not responsible for giving you service in the house. They do have devices that allow to extend service to the house, but just from the cell phone alone, they don't guarantee service inside a building. They can't because there's the physical challenges, whether it be the lead in the building from decades ago or just the construction, concrete. They just can't guarantee service inside a structure. But outside they can guarantee it. The problem is that the society has gotten so hooked on something, okay? Society has gotten so hooked on using their cell phone indoors, they don't realize that it's still a wireless device and it's still wireless, okay? You can you can switch carriers, do whatever you want. You may run into the same problems, if not worse, okay? Now, going to the next section, talking about billing. This is what really gets customers frustrated, and this is really what gets customers ready to leave their carrier for another solution altogether or for another carrier. A lot of times customers just don't read their fine print. They don't read the bill, they don't read their terms and conditions, they just sign up. They don't understand, when they receive a large bill, they don't take the time to understand the reason why, okay? And if you don't do that, that's your own damn fault, okay? Don't call in saying, oh, my bill's too high, it's your fault. Take some responsibility for your actions and understand that your bill. Call in if you have to prematurely. Say, I got this bill, I'm fine with the charges, but I still don't understand it. If you don't understand your bill, then when a charge does come in that's overly, you'll never learn how to pick it up, and you'll never learn. Text messaging, a lot of times. A lot of parents will get phones for their kids and say, here, have at it, and get them a text messaging plan that they feel their child is suitable for, and kid will go way over the text messages. And sometimes the carrier can work with you, sometimes they can't. Don't plan on it. Understand what your child's needs are, know what they're doing. Some parents would call in and say, hey, my child doesn't text message, but it's clearly there. So make sure you understand that. Make sure you completely understand who you're getting the cell phone's needs are, your needs. Don't underserve your needs. Don't overpick too. If you know you only use 100 minutes a month, don't get the unlimited plan, because then usually customers call in later expecting the carrier to have called them saying, oh, why didn't you call me to lower my plan and see if there was a lower plan. Carriers provide all this information up front. You just have to look for it, okay? There's no such thing as a silver spoon. It's like if you're going to buy a car, you're going to research this. Another problem with billing is understanding proration, okay? Proration can happen if your service is suspended or when your service just starts. Proration is basically the first month in advance charge. And how this works is that the carrier provides you with the bill cycle date. Let's say carrier X provides you a bill cycle date of the second of the month, okay, and you go in on the 15th to purchase your cell phone. Well, most carriers do not charge you for your service right then and there, okay. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you can pay for that portion. Sometimes you don't. But you know, so what happens is that that's your. So on the second, what happens is that you're going to get your bill from the 15th to the 2nd, and then from the 3rd to the 2nd again. And the reason why carriers do this is because they always bill a month in advance going forward, okay? But there's no way to bill you for that current bill cycle, because they always charge, because to guarantee that you're always getting service and to prevent shutoff, they always make sure that your service is paid ahead of time. That way, you know, nothing happens. So let's just say you suspend your phone, okay? Let's say you suspend it. Now, some carriers give you the option to suspend your phone with or without billing. The best way to suspend a phone is with billing, and the reason why is that it doesn't mess anything up. Basically, you pay your cell phone as you would, and you can continue going forward. If you suspend it without billing, then the service is interrupted completely. Okay, you can't make calls and you're not paying for it. Okay, now here's the doozy. When you suspend without billing, they will allow you not to pay. However, I think you can suspend, usually depends on the carrier. I believe Verizon is 3 months, okay? And you can find this out in your terms and conditions. But if you for the amount of time that your service is suspended without billing, the carrier is being nice, but you're going to get that contract extended by the amount of, your contract will be extended. For the amount of time that your service was suspended. So if it was suspended for 28 days, your contract will be extended for 28 days because you didn't pay those 28 days, okay? And then your bill gets prorated again from the start point of when you turn your cell phone back on for the month, and then the month in advance, all right? This is just all billing that a lot of customers don't understand, and then and they can learn about this. They have ways of educating yourselves, but they just don't. And then when they get these huge bills, it's the carrier's fault. Okay, we're all adults. Learn how to understand billing. Okay, also take a look at your bill. Take a look at it. Be surprised. Sometimes there's accidental charges that wind up on there that you don't know about. A lot of times customers will go months, even years without noticing a charge, and then they'll call in. They'll finally take a look at their bill one day and say, and then realize, oh, I've been getting this on my bill. Oh, I trusted you. I trusted the wireless carrier to provide me with a complete and accurate bill of services. Well, maybe you signed up for a service and you forgot, okay? And you've been being billed for that, Carriers have millions of customers, and they don't have the time to look through each and every customer's bill to make sure that it's accurate. As the customers, they also rely on the customers to make sure that they are being attentive to their billing needs. Okay, so that's basically my advice on billing. Really, just make sure you understand your bill. Make sure why your bill is. Don't just complain your bill is so high you're going to go to another carrier. There could be plenty of reasons why your bill is so high. And just call into customer service. You can ask me. I can take a look at a bill, but I'm no longer an employee, and I probably don't, and my information that I have is about 10 months old, so I'm not really a reliable source anymore. So best bet, call the customer service line, and they will be more than happy to help you out. All right? This has been Joe with the Circuit 123. Thank you for joining me for this screencast nugget, and have a wonderful night. Bye.